I spent the first 30 years of my life struggling financially and barely making more than $1,000 a month. Since my spiritual awakening in the year 2020, I'm making more than $20,000 every month. And on top of that, I've healed my body from severe nerve damage. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to reveal the 6 manifestation secrets that, if I had discovered them sooner, would have saved me so much pain and financial struggle. Why you will never achieve the financial freedom you want, no matter how many hours you work, until you make this one realization, what 99% of people are not willing to do, and therefore they are not achieving the results they wish to achieve, and the 4-letter word that, if you use it in the correct way, can immediately open the floodgates for money, love and health to flow to you. And I want you to keep in mind that the key to completely transforming your life and to go from broke to abundant, from sick to healthy, from being alone to being in a loving relationship, is all about using these 6 manifestation secrets. And if you only miss out on one, this could mean that you're sabotaging your success. And the first manifestation secret that I want to share with you is by far the most powerful one if you're looking to achieve financial abundance, but it's also a secret that is overlooked by so many people, and it's incredibly controversial. So yes, in the following minutes you might get triggered. And it all starts with an experience that I had a couple of years ago, where I met a very successful, incredibly abundant man who is a multimillionaire and who I can nowadays call a very dear friend of mine. And he said this, but I have to warn you, it is controversial and you might get triggered. If hard work would make you rich, then every gardener, every construction worker, and every delivery driver would be swimming in money. Are you already triggered? If yes, then that's a good sign, because this means that your mindset is shifting, and it's completely normal to feel resistance before a big shift. Because I still remember how I reacted back then when he said this to me. My very first reaction was, how dare he say this? And my second reaction was, well, I'm thinking back to all these years that I was struggling, all these years as an entrepreneur that I was working 10 to 12 hours every day, and I was barely making $1,000 a month. And nowadays, I'm working 4 to 5 hours a day and I'm making more than $20,000 a month. So it's clearly not hard work that has got me to this point. Because before my 30th birthday, before my spiritual awakening, I looked like this at about 5 p.m. every day. Please, universe, I need a break. To be honest, the universe also didn't understand why I was doing this to myself. Why are you doing this to yourself? It could be so easy. The uncomfortable truth is that it's impossible to make more money than your frequency allows you to make. I want you to write that down. It is impossible to make more money than your frequency allows you to make. And this leads me to manifestation secret number 1. And that's that the number of hours that you work every day are not related to the amount of money that you can manifest. You can work as hard as you want, but if your thoughts and your beliefs are based in lack and scarcity, then the money cannot flow to you. No matter if you work overtime, if you decide to no longer take any holidays or to take a second job. But if your thoughts are based in abundance, in wealth, then you are in alignment with the abundant energy that can draw money to you. And you can work way less hours than you can possibly imagine. And that's why Neville Goddard in At Your Command says the following words. Why not become aware of being great, God-loving, wealthy, healthy, and all attributes that you admire? It is just as easy to possess the consciousness of these qualities as it is to possess their opposites, for you have not your present consciousness because of your world. On the contrary, your world is what it is because of your present consciousness. Hard work alone in the physical realm doesn't make you rich. And yes, we could say that hard work in the spiritual realm makes you rich. However, if you're doing it right, it won't feel like hard work. Or do you think that I get up in the morning and then say this? Oh no, I have to meditate and feel the emotions of my future. Of course not. I get excited when I get up in the morning. I want to meditate. I want to feel the abundance. I want to feel the freedom of the life that I'm manifesting. And yes, I can confidently say that I know from my own personal experience that the number of hours that you work does not impact the amount of money you manifest, because throughout my 20s, up until my spiritual awakening in the year 2020, I tried to outwork my frequency. I tried to outwork my thoughts. I tried to outwork my beliefs. And this led me directly on an operating table in a hospital, where I then had a surgery where a cyst was removed from my bladder. My body was shutting down. I had severe nerve damage after that surgery, which then led to my spiritual awakening and to my path of healing with the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza and the work of Neville Goddard. And I promised myself, since I healed my body through manifestation, I promised myself, I made a vow to myself and a vow to the universe, that I would never go back to the old stressed self ever again. That's why I ask you, in the same way as Neville asked all of us, what are you conscious of being? Because your world is the result of your consciousness. It's not the result of your struggle, of your sacrifice, of you being a good worker and overworking yourself until your body breaks down, just like it was the case for me. It only depends on your consciousness. So what are you conscious of being? Change your consciousness and you will change your reality. And you change your consciousness by changing your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, and by putting them into alignment with your desired manifestation. And this is the exact process that allowed me to now work 3 times less and to make 20 times more money than before my spiritual awakening. And so many of the amazing people who joined me on this manifestation journey by saying yes to my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, they made the exact same experience. And here's how this looks like in a practical context. Step 1. Become aware of the thoughts that you have throughout the day and the feelings you feel throughout the day, and make a list of all the thoughts and all the feelings that you experience throughout the day, so that you become aware of them, and you can then find out if they're in alignment with your manifestation or if they repel your manifestation. In step number 2, I invite you to make a list of all the thoughts and all the feelings that are in alignment with your new self, and that you from now on want to think and feel every day. And in step number 3, I invite you to think and feel and to embody these thoughts and feelings every day until they override your old level of consciousness and you step into this new level of consciousness. And from this new level of consciousness, the bridge of incidents can be built for you, so that all the signs and synchronicities that you desire can flow to you, so that you then reach your manifestation in the easiest possible way, without any hard work, without any sacrifice, and without any struggle. And that's why Neville Goddard said the following words in Seed Time and Harvest. The spiritual body, on its return from the imagined state to its former physical state, created an invisible bridge of incident to link the two states. You, the natural man, have had this experience. You will go automatically across the bridge of events, which leads to the physical realization of your invisibly prepared place. But after having successfully realized that your consciousness creates your reality and is responsible for what you experience in your world, there is another misconception that so many people have, and that stops them from manifesting their dreams. And this leads me to manifestation secret number 2. And it all starts in the year 2020, when I had my spiritual awakening, when I was bedridden with severe nerve damage, and I then, guided by the universe, stumbled upon Dr. Joe Dispenza's Rewired program that back then was available for free on Gaia because, well, I didn't have any money and I thought, okay, I'm gonna jump into it and I'm gonna do it while I also at the same time read his book, You Are the Placebo. And at some point I was convinced that Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations would heal me. At the same time, I also stumbled upon the teachings of Neville Goddard, and then I was convinced that combining the teachings of Neville Goddard with the meditations of Dr. Joe Dispenza would heal my body and make me abundant, and that the manifestation techniques that Neville Goddard shares, that we will also practice together in week 8 of my Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, would solve all my problems. And that's when the universe said this to me. You still don't get it. You still don't get it. And yes, I healed myself from severe nerve damage, even though every doctor back then told me that it's impossible to heal. And I did it by fully immersing myself into the teachings of Neville Goddard and the meditations from Dr. Joe Dispenza. But I did not heal my body because I did a certain meditation or a certain manifestation technique, but because I used the meditations and the manifestation techniques to change. And the same happened with the money I manifested. I went from making less than $1,000 a month for a decade as an entrepreneur to making well over $20,000 a month while working way less. But I didn't do this because of a certain meditation or a certain manifestation technique, but because I used every meditation and every manifestation technique as a way to change. And this leads me to manifestation secret number 2. And that's that every manifestation technique that you use is just a tool for you to change. And unless you use the manifestation techniques you practice with this intention, nothing in your reality will change. And that's why Neville Goddard said the following words in I Know My Father. Change your conception of yourself. Revalue yourself, and you will automatically change your world. Man has always played the losing game by attempting to change his world, while he himself remained with his present values or conceptions of himself. You can meditate all day long, but if you want to experience a change in your bank account, then you are the one who has to change. If you only do the meditations and you're not really going all in, you're not doing it with the intention to change, then the money cannot flow to you, because then you continue to think the same thoughts, feel the same feelings, take the same actions and show the same behavior, and then nothing in your life will change because you haven't changed. And that's why Neville Goddard shared the following wisdom with us in The Power of Awareness. Your attention must be developed, controlled, and concentrated in order to change your concept of yourself successfully, and thereby change your future. So how does that look in a practical context? Let's have a look at the example of manifesting money. In the first step, you design a character. You ask yourself, who is this abundant version of me? Who is the rich and wealthy version of me that I want to become and that is in perfect alignment with the amount of money that I want to draw to me? And in step number 2, you then step into this role every day. You ask yourself, how would that version of me walk? How would that version of me talk? How would that version of me behave? And you then become this new version of you because you want to change. It's not about the manifestation technique, it's about you changing. And then in step number 3, you remind yourself of your vision every day, not just once, but multiple times throughout the day, and with your eyes open, you then feel yourself again into this vision. Now, what if I told you that one moment, One belief change, one realization can make all the difference in your life and open the floodgates for money, for love, and for health to come to you. I cried for about 10 minutes after I made this realization. After a conversation with my spiritual mentor, who's also a dear family member of mine, I let go of one of the biggest money blocks that I had and that stopped me from multiplying my income. And all because of a memory that I had when I was 13 years old and that was blocking my flow of abundance and that was keeping me anchored in a mindset of scarcity and lack. And it completely blew my mind that my perception about money, my worthiness of money could completely change in an instant, and even the universe was celebrating with me. Well done, well done. We often have no idea what limiting beliefs are hidden deep in our subconscious mind. And that's why it's so important to bring them to the surface, which is exactly what we're going to do in week number 1 of the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program. But of course, I also want to provide you with a practical step-by-step guide on how you can do that in this video. And this leads me directly to manifestation secret number 3. Changing one limiting belief into an empowering belief can be enough to change your reality. But we could also say that one limiting belief that remains hidden in the unknown is enough to derail your manifestation train. And that's why in Awakened Imagination, Neville Goddard said the following words. What a comfort it is to know that all that I experience is the result of my own standard of beliefs, that I am the center of my own web of circumstances, and that as I change, so must my outer world. And here are some practical steps that I invite you to take to shift limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. Travel back in time, go down memory lane, and ask yourself which past experiences have installed limitations about your desired manifestation in your subconscious mind. Step number 2, take a piece of paper or your journal and a pen, and throughout the day write down reoccurring thoughts that are popping up over and over again, and then ask yourself which memory is this particular thought linked to. Step number 3, ask yourself multiple times throughout the day, what thoughts would I think if I already had everything I desire? And remember what Neville Goddard said in Awakened Imagination. All that you can ever desire is already present and only waits to be matched by your beliefs. Imagine if there was one thing you could do that would forever change your manifestation success rate, but 99% of people are not willing to do it. Would you do it? At the beginning of my manifestation journey, I was so naive. When I read Neville Goddard's Mental Diets the very first time, I thought to myself, I just have to repeat a few words throughout the day and that's how my reality will change. But then I stumbled upon the following quote from Mental Diets. Our inner conversations are perpetually outpictured all around us in happenings. Therefore, what we desire to see and hear without, we must see and hear within. For the whole manifested world goes to show us what use we have made of the word. That's when the universe looked at me with full anticipation. Did you get it? Did you finally get it? I want you to think again about the words watch and see. Because Neville Goddard lived in a completely different time than we are living in right now. We're having smartphones, we're having Netflix, we're having all kinds of distractions that some of them are good for us, most of them are not. A strong mental diet inevitably leads to a strong internal shift and therefore to a shift in your reality. But most people are not willing to do the following things. They are not willing to observe their thoughts throughout the day. They are not willing to check in on themselves multiple times throughout the day and to rephrase their negative thoughts, their limiting thoughts into positive thoughts and empowering thoughts. They are not willing to look at their life, to look at their physical reality, as miserable as it might be right now, through the eyes of the person who already has what they truly want, and they are not willing to give up the movies, TV shows and songs that so many people are consuming as if it was the most normal thing on planet Earth, but that are full of negative energy. Because in Mental Diets, Neville Goddard also says, our inner conversations represent in various ways the world we live in. Our individual worlds are self-revelations of our inner speech. And this leads me to manifestation secret number 4. Sticking to a mental diet that inevitably leads to results is about more than just repeating an affirmation 3 times a day. It's about being fully committed to changing your way of thinking and your way of talking to yourself. And that's why I now invite you to write in the comments below, I am committed to my mental diet, because you want to signal to the universe that you are in fact committed to changing your internal conversations and to therefore creating a completely new reality. The next manifestation secret I share with you is a hard pill to swallow, because it goes against everything that you've learned from other manifestation coaches. And Abraham Hicks once famously said, it's as easy to create a castle as a button. And that's why I now invite you to create your castle, to manifest it. So, do you already have it? Do you already have your castle? If you do, then I'm ready for a dinner at your amazing castle. But if I would now ask you to create a button, then you might be able to do the exact same thing that I'm doing right now, to look down and to see that on my shirt there are a lot of buttons, so I've already created the button. So is creating a castle really as easy as creating a button? As weird as it might sound, but energetically speaking, I agree with Abraham Hicks. It really is as easy to create a button as it is to create a castle. The big problem is that we have to make your subconscious mind believe that this is the case. And this leads me to something that Neville Goddard shared in At Your Command. To ask in the name is to rise in consciousness and become one in nature with the thing desired. Rise in consciousness to the nature of the thing, and you will become that thing in expression. But no matter if we're looking at your consciousness rising or water rising, it is always a gradual process. A lake doesn't just go from being completely dry to overflowing. First, it goes to 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, then it reaches 100%, and then it's overflowing. In the same way as it was completely unimaginable for me to ever make more than $20,000 a month when I embarked on my manifestation journey in the year 2020. Back then I was barely making $1,000 a month, and that's why the jump to 20,000 seemed absolutely out of reach for me. But once I had reached $10,000 a month, then I thought to myself, now all I have to do is to double it. And before I already doubled it, I tripled it, I quadrupled it, so that will be easy. And that's why I easily reached $20,000 a month. I mean, imagine you haven't been in the gym for 3 years, and on the first try, you then attempt to bench press 3 times your body weight. That won't end up in a result. But unfortunately, that's exactly what so many people try to do when it comes to manifesting. And they do it because manifestation coaches have conditioned them to do it and to believe that this is the right way, which only leads to frustration and to them giving up. But hey, I mean, who can resist a clickbait title such as Manifest $5 million within the next 24 hours? And don't get me wrong, there are people who can easily do that, but they have trained their manifestation muscle. They have the manifestation stamina. They have a level of consciousness where they can easily reach that level. And that's why Neville Goddard said the following words in Prayer, the Art of Believing. Prayer is an art and requires practice. The first requirement is a controlled imagination. Parade and vain repetitions are foreign to prayer. Its exercise requires tranquility and peace of mind. The reason why so many people fail at manifesting is because they haven't trained their manifestation muscle and their manifestation stamina to a point where they can at least believe with 1% of their being that their manifestation goal is possible for them. And you have to believe at least with 1% of your being that what you want to achieve is in fact possible for you. And this leads me to manifestation secret number 5. In order to successfully manifest your desire, at least 1% of your being has to believe that it's possible for you. So what if you're currently making $5,000 a month and you want to make the jump to $25,000 a month, but you just can't get your mind to believe that this is even possible for you? Then ask yourself, if the universe would conspire in my favor, if the universe would guide me and provide me with downloads and ideas, would it be possible for me to go from making $5,000 a month to making $10,000 a month? And if 1% of your being can believe that this jump is possible for you, then use the image of making $10,000 a month in your imaginal act. And once you reach this amount, then you might be saying, hey, now $25,000 a month is in fact possible for me. And that's exactly how I went from making less than $1,000 a month to then gradually increasing my income to $20,000 a month. And once I had achieved a net worth of $250,000, the jump to $500,000 seemed very achievable. And that's also why I know with certainty that I will soon be a millionaire, because I've already achieved the $500,000, and now I can easily believe that 1 million is possible because I've trained my manifestation muscles and my manifestation stamina. Without the last of the 6 manifestation secrets, you will never reach your full potential as a creator. And I had to learn this the hard way. After my spiritual mentor told me multiple times, over and over again, money is energy and energy wants to flow. And I resisted this principle for a long time because I was meditating, I was affirming, I was visualizing, but one thing didn't change. I was still not acting like an abundant person. I was doing my meditation and feeling abundant, but as soon as I opened my eyes and as I went into my physical reality, that's when I then thought in lack, in scarcity. I wanted to hold on to my money. I didn't want to let money flow out. I didn't want to give money. I didn't want to give to charities. I didn't want to treat myself to a nice meal, and I was always overthinking about money. And despite all this meditating and affirming, I was still not doing what Neville Goddard described in Feeling is the Secret. Think feelingly only of the state you desire to realize, feeling the reality of the state sought, and living and acting on that conviction is the way of all seeming miracles. Living and acting on that conviction, that was the missing key, and this is what leads me to manifestation secret number 6 that I want to share with you now. Embodying the feeling that brings you into alignment with your desired manifestation is not a still act, but a conscious action. If you feel generous, the universe can reward you generously, but only if you also act like a generous person, if you embody the feeling, if you become generosity. And if you feel love, the universe can provide you with the loving relationship you've always dreamed of, but only if you act like a loving person, loving to yourself and loving to others. Because in the same way as somebody who treats themselves and others with love signals to the universe that he or she is ready for a loving relationship, somebody who is generous is acting in alignment with abundant energy, because generosity signals to the universe that you are so abundant that you can give money away because you know new money will come to you. And in 5 lessons, Neville Goddard emphasizes this point again. Know that your consciousness is the only reality. Then know what you want to be. Then assume the feeling of being that which you want to be and remain faithful to your assumption. Living and acting on your conviction. Always make it fit that pattern. So if you want to manifest abundance, think abundant thoughts, feel abundant feelings, but also act like an abundant person. So what if you want to manifest more abundance? What if you want to live a life full of wealth and full of experiences that allow you to truly fall in love with your life? Then I invite you to click on the first link in the description or to go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance to find out more about my one-on-one coaching program for everybody who wants to manifest a life full of abundance and financial freedom. And of course, I also invite you to click on the second link in the description to find out more about my audio program, to which I recently added a brand new bonus which gives you access to more than 60 guided meditations and guided hypnosis files for manifesting love, health, and money. And now that you know the 6 manifestation secrets that allowed me to completely transform my life, it's important that you don't fall into one of the biggest traps that so many manifestors are falling into, and that's why I invite you to watch this video next, in which I debunk the most common manifestation myths that are holding so many people back from manifesting their dreams.